very good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on 98 Channel 5 News at 1. I am Miriam Amadi. Continuous support by societal inclusion, especially through art, relieves stress in persons living with autism. Hence, Our Lady of Guadalupe Autism Center brought together over 60 students of Veritas University Abuja with the children of the center to encourage creative thinking and increase brain plasticity. Safia Uche reports.
Autism is a spectrum disorder and persons living with the disorder need regular support to achieve their personal goals in life. Dr. Doris Izuwa, Director, Our Lady of Guadalupe Autism Center, says arts help people living with autism disorder express their feelings and emotions in a way words can't.
We have more than 60 students from Veritas University. They have come to work with our children. We have parents, we have friends, we have families, we have siblings. We are creating family and societal inclusion of our special needs children into the society.
She said early detection as well as family therapies may reduce symptoms and support development as well as learning.
I just want them to help us with early intervention services. You know, they can merge developmental monitoring, surveillance, screening. They can merge it with immunization days at 6 months, 12 months, 8 months, 18 months, 24 months. If they can create that policy to make sure that our children are found out early.
Others who spoke about the persons with autism disorder say they are beautiful people who need societal inclusion.
When you have people who are going through the same challenge as you are going through and you find such relevance in a place like this, it's really an amazing experience.
To God be the glory, when we come close to them like this, you know what people are suffering and all these people, all these children, how we can help them in one way or the other in our society.
To fully relax their brains, there was lots of play and music. Almost everyone did an artwork. Autism spectrum disorder affects the nervous system. Safia Uchi, NTA News.
As part of social corporate responsibility and looking at ways to reducing malaria burden in communities, the NISA Premier Group embarked
on believes regular check and early detection is key, but most importantly harped on preventive measures. In Abuja, Aisha Ubali, NTA News.
Home is supposed to be safe haven for children. What happens in situations where home is no longer safe for these innocent minors? Where will they take refuge? That was the fate of a 9-year-old minor who was allegedly raped by a 42-year-old Bishop Sunday Polycarp. Correspondent report that Sunday Polycarp has been arraigned in court for having carnal knowledge of the minor in his residence. Statistics from the Child Protection Unit of UNICEF says more than 60% of Nigerian children suffer sexual, physical and other kinds of violence. The worrisome and dehumanizing minor who was allegedly raped repeatedly by someone she calls daddy. The 9-year-old born into a peasant farmer's home in an internally displaced community in Niger State whose father cannot afford to train her in school. A missionary gave her for adoption to the family of an acclaimed Bishop Sunday Polycarp in Gariki, Abuja in September 2021 with a promise to train her as their own daughter. Under the guise of tutelage, Bishop Polycarp visited the girl's room most nights, and when accosted and interrogated, he simply said he was advising the girl. This continued until Bishop Polycarp's wife discovered the girl was no more stable. Investigation showed bruises all over her body and mutilations in her private part. The girl said Bishop Polycarp had been putting his penis inside her. She was taken to Asokoro Hospital, Abuja, for further examination, which proved she had been defiled. He was arraigned before Apo Resettlement High Court on a 3-count charge: battery and rape, sexual abuse of a child, and violence against person.
He did not only rape the child through the vagina, but even through the anus, and almost put the life of this little girl into jeopardy. In fact, we have no alternative than to charge the man
Witnesses are ready to testify whenever they are invited in court.
even the medical doctors, the consultant gynecologists, the surgeons that put the heads of the child together, that maintained the child for almost 4 months on admission in the hospital. They are coming to testify. They've even testified before, but since the man jumped bail and frustrated the case before the court, we are just starting again now.
Effort to speak with the defendant or his lawyer was not fruitful.
Same experience with the physician who examined the minor at their Socorro District Hospital, an indication they are not willing to grant us audience on the matter.
The case has been.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration has evacuated no fewer than 93 street beggars. Secretary FCT Social Development Secretariat Hadiza Kabir revealed that the measure is part of efforts to rid the city of human nuisance, as instructed by the FCT Minister of State Ramatu Tijani Aliu. Ifeanyi Izumba has details.
The Social Development Secretariat, which is under the purview of the FCT Minister of State, has continued to apprehend street beggars, document them and repatriate them to their various states. The Secretary FCT Social Development Secretariat disclosed that the worrisome aspect of the street begging is the involvement of innocent children who are supposed to be in school.
All the time we meet them on the road, we evacuate them, and we are going to document them.
The Secretariat warns that anybody found exploiting children, denying them education, and using them for begging would be prosecuted. The evacuation team has also apprehended someone who is into the business of moving around major streets of Abuja with people with health condition.
My zeal is to assist and to save life. I still move further. I went to my town. Someone told me that there is somebody like this, and there is another person, which I brought the two of them. The other one, because of the disgrace of the work, he went back. Recently, he died in a process of the condition. So Beatrice decided to stay with me so I can be saved out of the cancer problem. By the grace of God, we have moved around and solicit. Nigerians are very good. Before then, we have been.
The mandate of the Secretariat to ensure enforcement of the Child Right Act. In Abuja, Ifeanyi Izumba, NT News.
Nigerian youths have been tasked on the need to get equipped with requisite skills. Chairman of the NYSC Governing Board, who gave the challenge during an interactive session with officials and core members at the NYSC Orientation Camp in Abuja, said the days of dependence and government's dream jobs are over. Rosemary Bilal reports.
Time for dependence on the government for illicit jobs has passed. They must mold the future they wish to have as leaders of tomorrow and the nation's ray of hope. These were the words with which an advocacy for self-reliance was spearheaded by the NYSC Governing Board Chairman, who on a visit to the Kuba NYSC Orientation Camp. She added that core members should take advantage of Said and deliberately continue to improve on already identified skills towards leading a successful life.
That training is supposed to make it possible for them to be self-employed after they have finished their service here. They should stay safe. They should pay attention to what is being taught to them. They should be respectful. They should obey the rules of Nigeria.
The chairman of the NYSC Governing Board also employed core members to continue with post-camp training with facilitators and take a clue from their predecessors who dedicated time to learning skills and are now masters of their chosen skills and owners of businesses. Rosemary Bilal, NTA News.
There are people who have made it a business to duplicate other people's ideas and sell them as their own. However, laws are available to protect such ideas and interventions from being used without the consent of the owner. Odiri Arutere in this report takes a look at the menace of copyright in the society as the world marks Intellectual Property Day every April 26.
Many business owners are not aware how many aspects of their business that can be protected. These range from business logo, designs, inventions, intellectual efforts, to mention but a few.
We are creators. We can actually create our own robots, our own drones, our UAVs, our self-driving cars.
In Nigeria, several laws have a bearing on the protection and administration of the different rights that make up intellectual property.
NTA Channel 5, Abuja. We are everywhere in the Federal Capital Territory and beyond. From Amak, Abaji, Gwagwalada, Kuje, Buari, and Kwali area councils. Stay with us, the Unity Station.
Thanks for being there. Now, hundreds of Muslim faithful in the 6 area councils of the FCT have benefited from the Benevolence Act of the Jama'atu Izalatul Bida Wakamatu Sunnah Jibwis as it donated foodstuff and other consumables. This is to show their plight, particularly in the month of Ramadan. Rosemary Bilar.
A set of committees around the state
Islamic calendar. It takes place in the last 10 days of Ramadan and the night in which
has been named as the Scottish Younger Player of the Year for outstanding